I'm Serena, and today I'm going to be analyzing my educational trajectory through a sociological lens. So, a little background information that would be important to know about me for this assignment is that I grew up in a working class family in a very modest neighborhood, and I attended a great public school. Neither of my parents went to college. I'm actually the first in my immediate family to attend. So while my parents encouraged me to do well in school, they always valued hard work over education in terms of socioeconomic advancement. I began college right out of high school and I paid as I went, so I typically would take one or two classes per semester and then work at least two jobs to be able to keep funding my education. While I believe that this helped me tremendously to avoid college debt and learn how to manage my time, I've the end result is that I've now been in college for just about 7 years and I still don't have a degree. So, anyway, after taking this class, I've been able to identify some social factors in my life that might have influenced the trajectory of my education. It's clear that as a Caucasian person growing up in a predominantly white suburb, I had access to a more adequate public school education than some other individuals. My school taught us the subjects that we needed to know, and it also offered other enriching programs like music and foreign language education. The graduation rates were high, dropouts were not the norm. There are many communities in which this situation is totally reversed, so I would definitely consider myself very fortunate to have attended a school where getting into college is the end goal. This gave me an advantage because the expectation from our teachers was that we were in school to prepare for college. And as we learned in this class from studying labeling theory, sometimes even just this belief or attitude that we are expected to achieve makes us more likely to value education as an opportunity for moving up in the world instead of just something that we're forced to do. Through the readings in this class, I started to realize how some of the attitudes that I've held in college could actually be products of a working class upbringing. They're concepts that I've really never considered before as being social in nature because for me they were always just a way of life. I'm thinking specifically of the idea of what Coached for the Classroom says about no excuses problem solving. I know that for me personally, navigating the college world is sometimes difficult because I've always been very apprehensive about accessing any kind of help, whether it be from counselors or professors. And anytime I do have to reach out, I'm constantly worried that I'm going to be perceived as lazy or entitled or just as a nuisance. And I'm sure there's many others who feel this way as well, and I think it makes achieving in college just a little bit more difficult. Another reading that stuck out to me was Reading 42 at the Activities Fair because it explained how culture can influence extracurricular involvement in college, which in turn can then influence life after college. I've never considered the value of getting involved at all because for me, school has always come second to work. So I never really thought of this as being something detrimental, but now I'm realizing how the opportunity to get involved in things such as clubs or um, studying abroad, internships, they can actually be valuable and how this belief in their value might be culturally transmitted. To be honest, I have no idea what kinds of programs there are out there, and while I've always known some kind of program exists and that they could potentially be helpful, I've kind of just always perceived them as something that would take me away from valuable work time, and they've just never really been an opportunity for me to do. Um, it might be that my family is strongly tied to working class values, but they've kind of always agreed with this sentiment as well, and they never really pushed me into extracurricular involvement in high school or college. So, overall, I'd sum things up by saying that my white, suburban, working class background has been very advantageous in that I got to attend a nice, safe public school that prepared me to pursue higher education. I didn't have to fear for my safety or struggle to get to school every day like a lot of people do have to in certain underprivileged communities. My working class values and upbringing, however, they have prepared me to work hard in college, but they might have disadvantaged me a little bit by keeping me very disconnected from the college culture and the opportunities that that culture can provide. While this has the potential to pose challenges, such as lacking involvement with peers and missing out on valuable social networks in my field of study, I'd still have to say that the social factors in my life thus far have set me up on a path to succeed in college, and someday secure a job that pays a little more than minimum wage, hopefully. Race has never really played a role for me, or played a negative role for me. I haven't really been able to identify specific ways in which gender has hindered me in my educational career. And the only thing I can really anticipate that could potentially hold me back is the socioeconomic factor. But I do strongly believe that with a little extra hard work and the knowledge of how these factors can affect life chances, I'm very hopeful and positive about the trajectory that my education has taken thus far. So thank you for watching.